when you build formulas, you don't have to start in the left hand of the row. The rule says there must be a formula, it must be copied all the way across, but it doesn't mean you have to start here. And let's explain why. In this example, let's say we've got school fees, there's a certain amount, and we know that we have to pay it for the first 6 months. So here's our months, and I know that what I want to achieve is I want to get 14,400 divided by 6. So let's just work that out. I know it's 2,400. So what I expect to see is cash flows here, 2004, 24, 24, 24, 24, 24. Then at this point, it must go to 0. The reason being is we've passed month 6. So now we expect zeros until we go into the new year. Too many people start building the formula here, and then you pretty much have to guess what you're looking for. Our suggestion is look at your inputs and go to either here or here, where the trigger point is, where this thing is changing, and build your formula there. So in this case, we're going to build an if function. And what you'll see is we're going to say, okay, we're going to look up here, and we're going to tell it, have a look at that cell there. And in this case, I'll say, is it bigger than whatever you see in there with my dollar signs? If it is bigger, I want a 0. If it's not bigger, I want whatever's in there. So now when I say OK, you'll see I get 2,400. Makes sense. I can copy it 1 to the right. 0, that does make sense. Copy it 1 to the left. Okay, so it looks like it's working at the trigger point. And then I can go and paste it in the entire row. Let's look at another example. So what I've got here is a long row. And if you look towards the end here, the time periods change. There's months, there's quarterly, and there's annual. So unlike the other one, we can't see our trigger point. So the problem with starting the formula here is, will you remember what it was called? Was it quarters? Did we say year? So when I start building my formula, I may say if that equals, and I'm going to put year because that's what I think it is, multiply that by 12. Otherwise 0, for example. If we copy it across, then we come here, we discover, oops, we actually use the word annual, not year. So rather than building and starting your formula on the left, we recommend you go to where some of the trigger points are. So go over here, you'll see I can now clearly see what I'm looking for, what rows it's in, etc. I can now build a proper formula. So in this case, perhaps we're going to say we're going to have to build a nested if of some sort. So I'm going to say, look up here, are you equal to the word quarterly? Because if you are, take this number and multiply it by 3. If you're not, then we're going to have to build another if function. And now we can a lot easier. So I'm going to say look up there again. And now I know that the word actually here is annual. I'm going to type annual. If it's not, then I know it must take that 100. Because it must be, sorry, if it's true, it must be just that number multiplied by 12. If it's not, it must just be that number. And I can close it. Just make sure I've got all my dollar signs correct. When I say OK, you'll see that looks right. I can copy it across. Let's see what it looks like when we get to annual. Okay, so that looks good. And now maybe I'm confident enough to copy it all the way across. And now you can see that the formula works. So don't feel you have to start in the left hand side and then copy across and then make a change, then come back. Rather go to where the trigger point is, build your formula, check it a little bit in that area, and then copy and paste it all the way across.